Hey everyone, welcome back to the Team Empire podcast. You're here with your host Shannon and my co-host for the last wrap-up of the year. I've got Frank Carroll with me. How are you, Frank?
I'm good.
It's good. Like the season's over, man. Have you got a bit extra time on your hands at the moment?
A little bit more time, but I'm good at filling it.
Yeah, filling it all up straight away, Moes Muscles, man. Our last show of the year. It's always really sad, but it's a banger. It was sick. It was always, well, it was great, as great as last year, if not better. Venue, heaps of stuff to go over, Frank. So we'll start from the top. We'll talk about the venue. We'll talk about the audience. We'll talk about all that. We'll dive into the pros. We'll dive into the regionals. We'll do all of it. So, yeah, if you come along, you caught a good show. It was fun to watch. And if you get the chance to watch pros in New Zealand, you want to go. You want to make sure you're there because it's fucking awesome. So, Frank, what do you reckon? It was the Dorothy Winston Centre at Auckland Girls Grammar. I haven't been to a show there for NZIFBB. It's a bit more of like just a bit of a stricter centre, especially with bodybuilding type of things there. So it was lucky we got in. I thought it was a sick venue. Frank, I'm going to get your thoughts. What do you think about the venue, the whole kind of show? Like, give us your little rundown on the day.
Yeah, I quite like the venue myself. I think, I like the way that the seating's arranged. Everyone has a good view. And I think that everyone looks like good on stage. I think the lighting's pretty good. So I like that. There's, what else is there about the venue? Yeah, another show was like, I like the show though. Yeah, it was a fun show. It's always like a little bit of that, like, oh man, you're coming towards the end of the year now. Kind of sad to have the season finish, but a good way to finish it.
Yeah, it was cool. And if you didn't see the venue, it was like a lower stage. So obviously Kristen's school was very much the opposite, where you're sitting lower and you're looking up. This one was more of like a I don't know the word, amphitheater type of seating. And then it was like a really low stage. It wasn't very high off the ground. With really cool curtains off to the side, black curtains that the athletes could pop out from. Really nice stage from what I've heard for posing, all of that stuff from the girls, all of that was looking really good. So if they want to use it again, I'm sure that they will enjoy it. The athletes will, everyone will, the pros enjoyed it from what I've heard, everything. So really cool, enough room backstage. You always hear that about athletes, like there was too cramped and everyone was happy, so that's always good. As long as the athletes are happy, we don't hear any whinging, everyone's good to go. And it was a sick show, so we're going to jump literally straight into it because there's a bit to cover. We're going to cover the regionals first, then we're going to jump into the pros. So we're going to start right from the bottom. Classic physique. Frank, should we just get straight into it?
Yeah.
Let's do it. So obviously smaller groups, the last show of the year. Yet again, we're going to tell you, keep going for Moes Muscles. If you've got it in the tank, it's worth it. There was a couple of people that did, and they fucking made it worth their while. I'll tell you right now. So we'll see. When we get to our winners and overalls, you'll see those people pop up. So classic physique first timers, we had John Baptiste and Sam Matapade. I'm sorry if I'm brutalizing your name, but both of those guys were in the first timers. John took that one out, and then there was in Masters 40 plus. John was there as well on his own, so he took that one out. So well done to John coming in, smoking it. And we had Division A. We had Rodney, and we also had Ricky, and Ricky took that one out for Division A. We had Division C was Chris Sinclair, as well as Craig Oliveira and Van Hico, and Chris took that one out. Division C, if you haven't seen Chris, he looked pretty amazing. Division D was John Baptiste back again and Casey Cree. So Casey Cree and Classic Physique, guys. This is a men's physique. Classic. I put it on my story and everyone lost their shit. It was great. But can we talk about that real quick, Frank? We kind of have to. It was cool to see it. What did you think? Why did you do it? What was going on with the posing? Did you practice much? Tell us about Casey jumping into Classic.
Yeah, the man just we wanted to just get him on stage have some more fun. It's not like he doesn't suit the class. I think we just sort of kind of wanted it to put it in front of the judges' eyes of like how aesthetic he was. I guess show his potential. And he had done no posing practice. This was all last minute, just for fun. Just to add more to the day. We knew that it would like buzz some people out, and it was cool to see him in a different light. Yeah, it was cool. Go Casey! I was stoked. You literally turned to me and said Casey's going to do class. I was like, what the fuck? I didn't even know idea. So obviously that was just fun to see. It's a cool way to spend the day. Have your client just jump in something else just for a spice up. Yeah. I love it. Nice work, Casey. But the winner for Classic Physique was Ricky. Ricky
was awesome. He looked great. He looked like he had that classic, I don't know, he just had the shape and the conditioning was there. I don't know. He looked good. What do you think about the overall for classic? Frank, what do you think about Ricky?
Yeah, he looked unreal. And they whispered his age too, and it was just like, what? I can't remember how old he was now, but it was up there. And just the dude is just like, man, he looked so healthy. He looked great. Good flow. But the lineup was good for overall. I think it was John Baptiste that I wanted to mention. Just coming peeled as like, he looked good. And the guys looked good as well. I thought Chris looked improved as well. Cool to see those guys hang on and do that extra show. They qualified for next year, but I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if you see them still do regionals next year as well. That's good to see. I think people just participate in the sport. But Ricky, what the heck?
Go boy. Yeah, was sick. Go Ricky. So that was really awesome to watch. Go for the classic physique boys. Keeping on going for that extra week. It's not easy, everyone. That's why not many people do it. I think some people intend to, and then the donuts get it. It's one of those ones that if you got it in the bag, go get it. And that's something that think about Christelle, I mention her often. She did Moes Muscles, come back, nationals, smoked it, pro card, done. So sometimes it's enough time to really fucking it's worth doing. Just something to think about because the calendar's about to come out and you're going to lock your shows in. So it's one to think of, Frank? You'd consider it. Yeah. Cool.
If the rest of your year doesn't go to plan, hang in there, do it. And then you've got a whole year and
Yeah, and you can do a lot with a year. So utilize it if you can. It's there for a reason. So we've got men's physique next, which was pretty cool. So we had a good bunch of first timers in here. Leroy Paul, Dananjay, we had John Wen, we had Cheng Yang and Alec, and that was it. Yep, that was all of them. And we also had Jun Wen was the winner out of them. So 5 in that group, which was cool. So a little battle. It was the first big bunch of the day. Loved it. And then we had the Masters as well, which was Aaron Carter on his own. Yeah, Aaron, and he took that one out. But it was great to see him up there. He looked awesome. We also had the novice classes. We'll run through them all, and we'll come back to Frank about his thoughts on them. Novice, Vinny looked great. Brandon, Aaron, and Mendrado was Division A. And Brandon took that one out. Division B was Kevin, Ziyad, Japlin, and Ashish. And Japlin took that one out. And then Division C was Dananjay, Cuban, and I think we will call him Kevin. I'm not sure, but I think so. And then ZU. And Kevin won that one, Kevin. And Division D, there was another division. Craig Oliveira and Junwen, and Craig Oliveira took that one out. So that was all your novice. And then we went into opens. So it was quite big for men's physique at this show. Bigger than, what we kind of expected, which was awesome. So in opens, we had Vinny, Brandon, Rodney, Mendrado, and Sajit. And Sajit won that one. And then in the Division B, maybe I was getting confused with this Kevin. There's a Kevin in here too. Division B was Kevin, Hame or Haim. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing your names wrong. Ziyad, Japlin, and Ashish. And Hame, I'm just going to say Hame. I feel like that's right. I could be completely wrong, but he took that one out as well. And then we had Division C and D. Division C was Dananjay, Cuban, ZU, and Scott. And Cuban won that one again, novice and open. And then Division D was Junwen, Mandeep, Casey Cree, first time we saw him for men's physique, and Jay. And then Casey took that one out. So that was a big overall. We had Casey in there, we had Cuban in there, we had Hame in there, we had Sajit. So Casey Cree took it out. You boy got the overall. If only there was a pro card this year is what I told him it was last year. But it's okay. Casey's got his work on. He's got his plan. He's got his game plan. He's good to go. He's got the overall. He's happy about that. He's stoked. He's in Thailand right now, ready to roll. So tell us about it. What do you think about men's physique, Frank? And Casey stoked with the outcome.
Yeah, I thought it was good. I like, you don't have, I guess, many expectation or high expectation of how many people are going to come to that show. So it was good to see a decent amount of men's physique athletes turn up and do that show. The winners of the classes were good. Some of the classes were more challenging than others. And then, I think, essentially, come down to Casey just having the, obviously better overall package. I mean, heaps of these guys, first timers and stuff, just need the time to continue to develop. And then I think, got the likes of Jaime, I'm sure he won't mind me saying, is just more suited for bodybuilding. He's got that bodybuilding look, and that told its own tale further into the show, right? So, yeah, no, it was a cool show.
Yeah, nice work, boys. And Casey, for taking that overall, you looked amazing. And it was like, to me, I was like, yeah, he's the one. He's the one for this class anyway. He looked like the best. Amazing. So good, go Casey for this weekend. You guys will be hopefully listening to this before he's on the stage. There's no live stream. I'm doing what I can. But you know I'll find one. If there's one for Casey, you know I'm on it. So we'll see how he goes. He could get his pro card this weekend. He might just enjoy himself and have a fucking awesome time. Either way, he's a winner. Bodybuilding, let's jump into it. Frank, we had good to see just even a few names in bodybuilding, because these guys are like, this is hard. And there's a few in here that did compete throughout the year. So good on you guys for carrying on. A few of you are masters, holding it down for the boys. Masters men, we had 45 plus, Andrew. And then we had 50 plus was Kim Pickard and Ricky. So 45 plus was only Andrew, so he took that out. And then the 50 plus, Ricky took that one out. So that was cool. And then we had bodybuilding welterweight was Kim. He took that one out. We love Kim. See, he carried on throughout the season. Really, really did a great job. Heavyweight was Jaime, back again. So this is what Frank was talking about earlier. It might have been suited for another class. Super heavyweight was Zach Kilby. So again, we saw Zach in a few shows this year. So good on him for carrying on. And then open, let's just run through those real quick. We had welterweight was Rodney. Love Rodney. Lightweight was Craig Oliveira, who also did classic. Heavyweight was Chris Sinclair, Van Hiko, and Jack. Oh, I love Jack. But Chris took that one out, and Chris looks good too. So that was a good battle, that little class there. And super heavyweight was just Zach Kilby. So Zach went up against Chris, who those two are amazing. They've battled before, I believe. Craig Oliveira was in there because he was the only one from the light heavyweight, and there was also Rodney. Love Rodney. He was in the welterweight. So that was a pretty good. Oh, sorry, and Jaime was in there too. So there was a big, very cool overall, and there's more in there than what we thought, because obviously they're all winners from the classes. So even though it was a small division, a banging freaking overall. They did actually battle them a bit of a pose down, that kind of thing. And then Jaime took it out. I think, was it Jaime? Yes, Jaime took it out. Just want to make sure before I say the names. What do you think, Frank? This is your division. Tell us all about it. What were your thoughts on the boys, Zach, Rodney, all the guys coming back again, and then Jaime taking it out? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, cool. Kind of the same as like, I guess, men's physique, but not so much that they're being first time. It's just people just needing to put a little bit more time into it to bring a more finished product, I guess. And so, yeah, the people that are more complete just stand out a whole lot more. And that was Jaime, that was Chris. In my perspective, anyway, those two there really just stood out for being just complete packages, good density from top to bottom, good conditioning, good shape, represented the class well, posed good, were fun to watch. So I think. Yeah, I mean, I watched it and I kind of picked that it might go between Jaime and Chris right from the start, just because they had, that more finished look. But yeah, Jaime deserved it for sure. And excited. I hope Chris continues to go next year. I think he's he's good.
Yeah. He's awesome. He's so good. And he's been really smashing it this season. And I'm so happy he continued because he just looks awesome. And he can just even, we always improve year to year. So imagine him next year. It's just awesome to see. And Zach, there's always like these people that just come out and we're just like, I just can't imagine what you're going to look like next year. So keep going, guys. I'm so pumped for you all. And congratulations, Jaime. Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good. Credit to the guys for putting on a show as well, right? Like these guys at shop and they have a good time there and they get about it. Chris is great for that. Jack is good for that as well. It's a good time.
Yeah, they put effort into it. They actually enjoy their posing, really interact with the crowd and stuff, which I'm I'm so terrified of that, but you guys do such a good job. But if only the bikini girls got to pose down, maybe we'd be into it. But awesome, guys. Congrats to all of the winners of the males divisions, and we hope to see you all back next year, every single one of you, because you're all qualified now. So there is a few in there, like even Jack, didn't even mention it. I love Jack. I think he's so, again, good for the sport. You might see him backstage sometimes, like ushering and stuff. He's always involved. His partner, my wife is involved. She's on the judging desk. She gives out medals, so he's more involved than you might realize. He's just awesome too, and he was really cool at Moes Muscles last year. So I have no doubt he was the same again, and he's hungry for that pro card, so he'll be back for sure. But yeah, awesome dude, eh? So we'll move on into figure. Cool to see some figure girls. There was only one. Of course he was, because I remember her, Fenella, little boss. Mo made her do the quarter turns, Mo made her do the things, and then, or Fawad, whoever was calling it out, but Fenella took that one out. Fenella just looks better every time. Fenella's just an absolute sweetheart. Fenella's so good for the damn sport. She's amazing for figure. She's great, and she's the masters. Oh, she's just so all good all around. I know that there's only one in figure, but do you want to mention anything about Fenella before we move on to wellness, Frank?
Just great work this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Simply put.
I think when she come in this year, she made great progress this year, and she continued to progress through the year as well. Good on her.
Yeah, awesome, Fenella. I took some content for her last year at Nationals, and I was like, I want any content, so I did it then, and I just can see the changes she's made. So amazing, she's the boss. Anyway, wellness. Moving on into wellness, we had a couple in here. We had 2 for Class A, 4 for Class B. God damn, wellness popping off in Moes muscles. So this was cool because most of these girls competed, but not all of them. So in Class A, we had Rochelle Record. You guys remember her, Auckland champs, Nationals, she was amazing. Rebecca Turner, she's competed all year as well. Those were Class A girls, and Rochelle took that one out. Class B was Becca Robertson, my girl. She did another one, guys. She did 3 back-to-back shows. So proud of her. Stacey Andrews was in there too. Sarah Asher and Ella Omida. All of those girls were awesome, and a few of them I'd never seen before. Some of them were first-timers. So good on you girls for getting up there to start with, and all of you looked amazing. Posing was great. I know that some of you are on my team with posing, so good to see you finally get up there and be able to display it for everyone. Stacey won that one in for Class B. Becca was battling her though. And they enjoyed battling each other. They actually all got along backstage and stuff really well. So that was really cool. So good on you girls. And then Stacey went up against Rochelle in the overall, but there's almost no stopping Rochelle, I tell you. I'm sorry, but she's a force to be reckoned with. She's looked better every show, and she just looks even better now, and I just can't even wait to see her next year. She's lovely backstage to the ladies, all of that. She's just an absolute amazing athlete. So what do you think about wellness, Frank?
Yeah, man. Rochelle walked out, and you kind of knew right away that, man, if someone was going to beat her, holy, she was definitely on for the show. The rest of them, man, cool to mention. I'll mention your girl. To see her just getting better and climbing these ranks and pushing for those top spots. It's exciting as a coach. It's cool to see their progress in your coach. It's a good time. So good on to her, and well done to Stacey as well. Another class where just people just need more time. But it's so commendable to see them up there crossing that line. Continuing to work, getting up there. Time will continue to do its thing with them if they keep with it.
Yeah, absolutely. Stick with it, girls. I want to see you all back next year because you can do a lot in a year. Like, you look at Tayana, you look at Becca, you look at all these girls that went from last year to this year. There's tons of them. So make sure that you keep going, keep building. Wellness she's a big division. So keep working on it, ladies. I'm sure you will. And we hope to see you all back next year. And I hope we see Rochelle back next year. I'm sure we will. She's on fire. So really, really cool. And by saying she just was the one, it doesn't mean anything was less about any of the other girls. Rochelle was just so on. And the whole season, she's just been on. So, and you can tell she's hungry to win. So we love it. Well done, wellness ladies. We'll move into bikini. So there was a few first timers here, and it was cool to see because a few people do decide that their first show is going to be Moes, and that's a cool way to do it. So we'll go through them. There's actually a few wobs in here too, so it's always good. So first timers for bikini was Mandy Marsh. We had Eunice Hayward, Jessica Hall, Vijavot Kaur, and Lily Eden. So that was a pretty big class for first timers. 5 girls in there, and Jessica took that one out. She's a wob girl, I believe. So that was cool. It was her first time on the stage, obviously, first timers. Nice to win your class for the first time. You're up on the stage. And then we had juniors, was also big with 5 ladies in there. We had Georgia Button, Charlotte Malsop, Jessica Hall, Lily Eade, and Georgia Peterson. And G Pet took it out. She was on fire. She looked even better again. I don't know what you did with her, Frank, but goddamn. And then we'll go through the Masters, and then we'll run it back, and then we'll go through the Novice and Open. So Masters 35, Alicia Theedham, Amy Lang, Fiona Crawford. So that was cool. So I missed all the bikini. I left after wellness because my girl was ready to eat, and I was like, ready to eat. Yeah, so we left. I got to see the pros and everything else except for bikini. So Frank got to see these. Amy Lang just did a podcast with me. If you haven't listened to it yet, go and listen to it. Fiona Crawford is amazing. She's over in freaking Milan at the moment. She's been competing. She's got 6 overseas, 2 shows back to back. Lots of things going on with the girls. A few of these girls have competed multiple times. Charlotte Malsop, you might have seen her at multiple shows this year. Really cool, Frank. Awesome for the Masters. 3 Masters, 5 juniors, 5 first-timers. Any comments on those gals before we move into the Novice and Open?
Yeah, no, good. Where are we at? First-timers and Masters?
Juniors and Masters, yeah.
Yeah, first-timers, juniors and Masters. Oh, man, yeah, just like good quality to come through for first-timers and juniors. Yeah, obviously, yeah, there's a junior in there that has been smashing it for a little while. But lucky her, she's still young. And then the Masters was on. Yeah, Masters was good. It's always like cool, but not cool when you've got multiple people in the same class going up against each other. And that was like that for me and both of them. Alicia looked great. She's got great structure, so much potential there. Even as a Masters. So just to highlight for the Masters, so much time. And then Amy and Fiona just, good, real good.
Awesome girls. Awesome class for Masters. Holy crap. Like that was what, like, I didn't even get to see all of it. I just got to see clips and I was like, holy shit, there's Masters. Like what? And there's just like tines all over the stage and like perfect, like, yeah, like structures, like Alicia, amazing. So good to see her up there. And just, yeah, awesome all round. So we'll jump into the Novice and Open because most of these ladies are obviously back for other classes. We had Novice Class A was Vijavot, and she was the only one in there, so she took it out. Class B, we had Holly Johnson. She was back. So excited for her. Jessica Hall and Fiona Crawford. So that was a good little solid lineup for Class B. Jessica took that out. Class C was Charlotte, Malsop, Lily Eade, and Sydney Santo. First time we've seen Sydney for a little while. And Charlotte took that one out. Charlotte's been working hard all season, so she was just healed. Class D was Georgia Butson, Mandy Marsh, Eunice Hayward, and Jessica Brash. Mandy Marsh took that one out. And then we move into the Opens quickly. So we had Class B was Holly Johnson, Fiona Crawford, Georgia Peterson. And then we had Class C, Amy Lang, Lily Eade, Sydney Santo. Class B was won by G-Pet. Sorry, I forgot to mention the winner there. Class C was won by Amy Lang. She was along with Lily Eade and Sydney Santo. And then Class D, last class of the regional day, was Suyan Lee, Mandy Marsh, Alicia Theodom, Jessica Brash, and Eunice Hayward. And Alicia took that one out. So that was a cool little overall. We had Alicia, we had Amy Lang, we had GP. I just realized they're all WOB girls. Frank, who do you cheer for? Like, what do you do? The 3 WOB girls in that overall. Crazy. Tell us about it.
I sit back, I've done my job, and I let the judges do theirs. Yeah, that's it. It's they all know that I put the same into each of them. I want it like badly for all of them, and it just then comes down to man, who's gonna be the most fortunate? It's you can only like bring the best out of each person to get them to best suit criteria. And so some people just need more time for more development. You'll get them looking the best they can, and then it is just, the person who's got it most together is going to take it out. But not just my girls, there's other girls in here that have done awesome throughout the year. Charlotte made massive progress this year. Who else is in there? There's quite a few.
There's a lot of girls. Sydney Santo, she hadn't seen her for a bit. It was cool.
And some of these girls they're close to being really good as well. And it's just a matter of letting time do its thing and making sure you're doing your thing with the time, right? But again, cool to see all of these girls jump up on the stage, and it was a good finishing to the show.
It was awesome because obviously bikini was last, so all the pros were finished up, everything was all done, and then bikini come out and G won the overall, which was sick. And I'm pretty sure that's her first overall win, and she was just pumped, and everyone was so happy for her. Of course, she's only a little junior, and she hasn't had a lot of time, and she's already boom overall. And She's just an absolute sweetheart. So go G. I'm getting her on the pod. I'm trying my hardest. She's a little shy, so just be with me, guys. It's almost like trying to get Kate on. It's like they're just not super extroverted people, and that's so fine. But she's going to come on. She's going to do it for us, guys. So it's going to be fun. I want to chat to her about being young and doing the sport, and so good on her. Go G. So stoked. All of these girls, like I keep saying, you did all so well. Holly came back from like crazy injuries. She's obviously one of Frank's clients. Frank's not going to go on and on about them all too much because he can't, but I can. So Holly, well done on coming back. You looked amazing. Please come back again if you can. Obviously health first and physical health first, and then you come back and you hit it hard. And man, that girl's hungry. That girl's like hungry for more, she's so good to see.
Yeah. She's definitely turned the dial a little bit more. It was a challenging year for her. Just with physical injury kind of things, not by any kind of accident, although she did end up in a car accident like the day before the show. But keep going. That would have been it for most people in her situation. That would have just been too much. But no, so really proud of her, and she did still make massive progress this year, and like the cards were really stacked against her. So really proud, and she's just like from this show, she is like sailing. Fair to say, man, like if she will, I'm sure, keep this momentum up through the next year, and man, she'll be another version again.
Nice, Holly. Good on you, babe. Good on you for getting it done. She got sandwiched between two cars the day before, like on the way to Reggio kind of thing, guys. And like most people would be like, this is a sign, but she did it. Good on you, babe. And that's what, this is another sign of resilience. Bodybuilders are fucking badass, and there's a very small minority of us in the world. So it's kind of just reminds of how resilient we all are, and like how resilient she is. And it's good and inspiration for everybody. So amazing, Holly. Go queen. All right, should we do the pros?
Yeah.
The pros. We don't have the same sort of scoring for these guys, so we're just going to run through what Frank's thoughts were and maybe some of my thoughts were on the prejudging and then the finals for both. Spoiler, the winners were the same winners as last year for Moes Muscles, so those boys are reigning champs. They looked fucking amazing. Frank can tell us maybe if he thought they may have improved over the year, and because I don't have that quite that eye for that. We'll go through them all. We had our Kiwi boys in there, some pro debuts for some of these boys, but some of them have come back. It's just really cool to see. We had Ben back. Ben competed in Moes Muscles last year. If you do remember, he got his pro card, competed a week later in Moes Muscles. I think he got third. It was a smaller group as well, so he killed it. We'll talk all about it all, but let's start with Classic. Let's start with the prejudging for Classic. All the boys come out. We saw the group. It was sick. There's Tana O'Malley in there. We've got a few Kiwis in there. We've got Levi La. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. I'm so sorry. Connor. There was a bunch. Ben, obviously. What did we think about the prejudging for Classic? All the guys come out. Were you like, ooh, like this is crazy? Also, our newest pro, Tau Hero, as well. Sorry, I just mentioned him too. What do you think, Frank? Prejudging was sick.
Yeah, it was. There's some energy there, man. They got put to work. There was some meat up there, and there was some energy. These guys definitely worked for it, and they look great. Man, I don't want to say there was like a big difference between placings, but I guess between from top two onward, there was just like a huge difference. Not to take anything away from the other guys at all, but just like just a different caliber of athletes. I guess it comes down to like they live and breathe it all the time, and you can see it. I'd have liked to have seen how close it was between Fanny and you.
Yeah. Because
they both looked freaky. Where we got real cool to see Tana jump up there. I've been wanting to see him on stage since forever. Have seen Kenny on stage, but not Tana. So, just cool to see him come out and get into it. And place, pretty well as well. Just these, you can't help it when the other guys are that good. Who else is there? Yeah, Ben. Good game. Seemed to have made progress as well. All these guys that I can remember from last year made progress this year. The difference being, I guess, just the people that saturate themselves in their lifestyle. invest everything into it. Fanny, come over from the Olympia. He looked, I guess if we're going to talk about just different levels of being pro, like Fanny smashed this. I don't know. I hope I'm saying his name properly.
You are.
He smashed the show. Like he was, he was clearly top 2. In the Olympia, it was like a massive difference between where he placed to the top 10. So like you're just seeing in the pro league, just again, like the stages of different calibers of athletes. And so I guess like, if there was anything to be mentioned for our pros, it's like, if you want to go there, first thing, I guess, take a page out of our top 2's books and I guess just really believe it for yourself. And then you might be more encouraged and motivated to be willing enough to like invest more into it as well. But
tricky division. It's so hard for going pro level, and it's New Zealand. Like we're not even like, you're not around pros all the time here. Like you're barely even around amateurs all the time here. So it's like it's so hard to be about it and like all of that. But man, I'm so proud of you guys for doing well. Like our newest pro again. So this is like Ben's story last year. He got 4th this year, guys. Bigger class, bigger than it was last year. Both classes, classic and men's, were bigger than they were last year, which we hope that they continue to grow. But Te Hero just got his pro card, boom, 4th place. So that's crazy. That's what Ben did last year, and Ben's still in there back. Like he was only 6, so he's just there. So, but I agree with you, Frank, about Fanny and you. I think that they were just like, do you know what I mean? Like, and that's not even, our boys were like, whoa. So like, imagine like, it's just crazy. Like they're crafted from the gods. You guys know I'm a classic physique freak, and those two were like, to a T classic physique, both of them. So I hope that you gets his qualification. I don't know if he's been to the O, but I really hope he does. He's from Taiwan. The winner was from Indonesia. Really, really cool that they come over here. Blue with the 3rd place getter was from China. Te Hero's obviously a Kiwi, but he's I think he's from somewhere else as well, I believe, but he's a Kiwi though. So I love that he's representing New Zealand. Emmanuel from Australia got 4th. Ben got 6th from New Zealand. Taina obviously got 7th, and then Levi Lawa got 8th from New Zealand, and then Connor got 9th from New Zealand. So like New Zealand's right fucking there, man, like right there. But and Adam got 10th from Australia. So when was the last time Taina was on the stage, Frank? Do you remember?
I can't remember.
Oh. Yeah. Wow, that's crazy. When did do you remember that?
Nah, that was a little bit before my time.
Wow, go Taylor. So he looked great coming back. So if he hasn't been on the stage for a long time, got his pro card all that time ago, to come back and look that good, that's quite impressive, right?
Yeah.
The O'Malley boys, you guys are nuts. We love you. We would love to see you on the stage more, but I mean, we'll get what we can take, and we took this and it was awesome. So 7th place, hopefully that's fired him up, got him hungry maybe for another go at it. We know Ben's going to keep going. Of course, he's the man. Te Hero, he's hungry for it. He loves it. He's so and go Fanny, you're the man. He got his qualification last year, went straight to the Yo. He's back here again. He's going to keep going. Hopefully he gets a better placing at the Yo this year, because I know that he's wanting it. So yeah, sick, man. So we're moving to men's physique.
Yeah,
let's do it. So men's physique was, if not bigger, I think it might have been just a little bigger than classic. So that was kind of cool. And there was a bunch of people in here all over. We had UK, we had Hong Kong, we had Spain, we had China, we had Taiwan, we had fucking Australia, we had everything. It was awesome to see such a mix. And obviously our Kiwi boys were in here too. So we're going to talk about this and see where our boys ended up. The thing with men's physique, it was a little harder for our Kiwis, I think, this class or this division. Just a little bit, we'll dive into it, of course. We're not going to sugarcoat it. We're just going to chat about it, like, from what we can see. Luigi got 7th. I'm just going to chuck that in there. I follow Luigi, never seen him compete, but holy damn, glad I got to it this show, because he's incredible. I think he's recently changed coaches and stuff. All of these things can cause interruptions, but amazing. Coached by Dean and Jazz now. Amazing. Top notch. I feel like they're going to be a good match. Anyway, let's talk about it, Frank. What do you think about men's physique? We had the same winner again as last year, which we touched on. I love him, his glutes. I want his glutes for myself, and then I'll do wellness. I'd happily take them. They pop like, but talk to us about it. What were your thoughts on these Kiwis in the air? Talk about them if you want to. Talk about the boys at one. Talk about whatever you want. What do you think about men's physique?
Yeah, cool. It was a really good class. There was some good talent in that class. I think, yeah, top two really did stand out. I think 3 to 5 really stood out as well. I think like you could kind of immediately put them in kind of thereabouts those placings. Man, they got worked really hard. Um, yeah, and man, some of them, I mean, some of them got better the more they got worked, and then others started to fade out. And like that's part of the reason why they worked them hard. Who's going to hold up? Um, Man, Asai and Tyler was like they were nuts. Big fan of Tyler now after seeing him. Crazy density on the dude, and yeah, just Asai is so well finished, and I mean well finished right down to like specific things with his posing, which like talking to judges, just trying to understand what they're looking for. I think a lot of that placing there comes down to posing. I think little things could have, may have made it go a different way, or just made it harder even to pick. But no, massive congrats to those two, just insane. 3 to 6 were they were good as well. Hard day for them when they turn up and there's just people as good as Asai and Tyler. And then our boy started kicking in, coming in the mix. Luigi was, man, he was good. I think, I mean, all he lacked compared to some other guys is just some more development. Like these guys are so full, but his conditioning was on. I think, like, I mean, that's one thing. Like, you wanna nail the conditioning. You don't want to turn up to a pro show and not be conditioned. It's one thing to not have the same mass as somebody else, because you're going to come up against, like, it's all open, so you're going to come up against different structures and different builds, and genetically, like, even enhanced, there's going to be limits to what you can do. But I think conditioning started to play a big factor in here, and then unlucky for a couple of the guys as well, where I think they were well conditioned, but just did not have the size. But I guess it's unfortunate to see people that could have done better just had they have been just a bit more conditioned. I know for me personally, that would I'd hate that. But no, still, I mean, good on them for getting up there. G's a good men's physique athlete. Just I mean, he needs to be blown up to be the same as Asai, which isn't an easy feat. So I mean, I think that you've got guys in here that will keep going and keep getting better, and that's exciting. Tough class. Brave for jumping in there. They all deserve a props.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Like, if you've got your pro show in New Zealand, though, you've got an advantage. These guys have got to like travel and fucking climatize and all this shit. Like from UK to New Zealand at this time of the year is so different. Like the it's just like wide. So you guys, you got to come in hot, and you looked all awesome, but it's just that little bit more, man. There's a little bit more there, and I think that all of our Kiwis are so competitive and stubborn and like hard-headed that they would have seen that outcome, and I think they're only going to take that and like hopefully just run with it and see what that criteria is about and just go even harder, because you guys have all got potential to go out even further up the ranks. Hey, like they do. Our boys are good, but they need to be like great to get to the top of this list, and they can. This is going to take time, and not being like too stubborn. You need to be like, okay, I've got shit to do, I've got work to do. Like let down the ego, off we go. Listen to your coach. Get a coach if you don't bloody have one. Jesus, come on, you're pros now. But awesome top two. Asai, just nuts, absolutely nuts. And you guys can bet your ass he will be back here next year. He's going to come back, I reckon. You guys want that men's physique number 1? That's your benchmark. Don't fuck around with number 2, 3, 4. That's your benchmark right there. And he went to Olympia and he looked sick on the stage. So don't fuck around. Like, if you want to come in hot, you got to beat that guy. Oh, that's scary. But I mean, if you don't do it unless it is scary. So Tyler, like you said, Frank, I just wanted to touch on that. If he's walking around, he looks like, he doesn't look men's physique. He looks like a bit, maybe, I don't know. I'm not like great with it, but he looks like maybe even bulky, just like huge in different places, right? And he's got big lats. But then when he poses, perfect. Criteria done, like nailed it. Like, and he looked so good. I think he was quite gutted. He didn't quite get that frickin'. He was right. But he'll keep competing. I think he competes a bit from what I saw on his Instagram, so I'm sure he'll keep going. And just honestly, thank you guys for coming over, because it was sick to watch you all, like Hong Kong and Spain and stuff. Like, we're so lucky to have them here. So really, honestly, thank you guys for all coming over. Classic, Men's Physique, all of it. The posing was awesome. You guys are amazing. So thanks for lighting a fire up our Kiwis' asses. I think that's what's happened. So yeah, good show, eh, Frank? Any other notes on these boys?
No, I think I just will I'll say, obviously, like, I'm not a pro yet, and I don't feel like I'm in, like, I mean, this is my opinion, this is my perspective based off of the time that I've spent around pros and seeing shows and stuff this year. Man, just to be open about that, like, that, yeah, credit to them all. But yeah, that's it. A fan, a spectator, a participant, whatever. Yeah, just it'd be cool to see our guys with the potential that they've got really max it out.
Yeah. Yeah. Fucking hey, come on, boys, you got this. You got it. And watch out for next year, because we've got more pros, and they will likely do this show. You know, like, we've had pros from last year that haven't competed, that might do Moes. You know, like, there's people like Casey might just get his pro card, you know, he'll be back. So like, don't sleep. Like, you got to be eating your shit, doing your thing. And I'm not trying to tell you what to do because I'm a bikini amateur, but I just think you boys have so much potential, and it was fun to watch you. I'd love to see you guys like win and then go even further. You know, I'm just excited, that's all. But yeah, such a cool show. I'm so happy you guys come out and pulled it all out, and come to the pro show, paid the money, did all the thing. It's expensive, it's a lot, but we all appreciate it, and it was awesome. And I know that Mo will be stoked that you guys turned up and got it done, because yeah, there was a couple of people that didn't. So let's just leave it with that. But I mean, if you're going to register for a show, you got to do the damn show. But yeah, that was pretty much our Mo's muscles. It was cool. It was an awesome show. It was full of like this and that and pros and regionals all in the mix. It was all mixed up, so it was cool to watch. What do you reckon about? Would you give the recommendation for people to do it next year? What do you reckon, Mo? What do you reckon, Frank, about Mo's muscles for 2025? We should do this.
Yeah, I love the show. I think, I always encourage people to do it. I mean, obviously, for some people, it's hard if they've come up for nationals and then they've got to come up at the end of the country game to do it. But I mean, I lined some of these people up to do the show at the beginning of the year, and I've got the same already in play for athletes next year. And yeah, if you're in condition and you feel good, stretch it out. Do it. Yeah, like it's a cool show to be a part of. I would like to see it get bigger and bigger, just also as a way, like, I mean, for homage and respect to Mo. Yeah.
And I'm sure it will. Hey, it's only gotten bigger from last year to this year, and that's the only first 2 years it's been around. Both have been pro shows. The pro shows got bigger, so hopefully Mo's only like, let's do it again, and then more people will get involved. It's a fun show. I think it's worth adding on. The calendar should come out hopefully next month. Mo's obviously still traveling. He obviously had a show last week in Fiji, the week before in Fiji. He's got Thailand this weekend. Mo's not done. Like, everyone's like, oh, we're done. When's the calendar? It's like, Mo's still, he's still working. So, give the guy a fucking minute and he'll get that calendar up, and then you can lock in what shows you want to do. Or you can just do an Amy Lang and just decide at the last minute that you look good and just jump in. Why not? But yeah, that's all I got shows for the year, Frank. That's it. We're done. We've got nothing else. We can't review anything else until the start of the next season. What do you predict 2025 is going to look like for New Zealand?
I think this is just getting better and better. I would love to see some of the other regional shows be more filled up. So hopefully, that happens in the coming year. But I think on the whole, that it's going to keep getting better. The conditioning, the athletes are going to keep coming up in caliber. It's getting exciting.
Lots of stuff to come, guys. I think he's going to be sick. Frank and I, we just won't say much. Like, we've both got exciting things on. We'll bring it out when we're ready. And so will Mo. Mo's got shit to probably bring out too. We never know what that guy's up to. So apparently there's a 2-1-2. We all know there's bits and pieces going on. Let's let him just do his thing. He'll be ready with the calendar when we're ready. Congrats to everyone who competed this year. It was so fun to watch all the shows. I made all of them bar 2. Hopefully I'll get to all of them next year, but I'll be competing, so maybe not. But it was awesome, guys, and congrats to everyone, all the winners, all the pros. We've got so many pros. I've talked to most of them. I'm trying to finish off the last of them. But it's just been a good year, hey Frank, and it's just been awesome to see more people involved and more people looking better on the stage. Our stage is looking good now.
Yeah. Getting more and more like the competitive each year. Good.
Yeah, we love it. We love you guys. You guys all did amazing this year. Thank you so much for following on our wrap-ups. We'll be back next year. Frank and I can't get enough of it. So we'll be doing this again. I'll probably do live streams for Arnold and just stuff like that to get us through until next season. Pittsburgh, anything else we can get our hands on. And I'll have Frank back on hopefully for another sneaky episode later in the year. But I haven't even talked to him about that yet. So we'll talk about that soon. And we'll see you guys all in the next one. I hope you all liked it. Like and subscribe. Do all of that good stuff. Don't forget to help the pod. It really does help the pod if you subscribe to the channel. If you're listening on Spotify, follow us because that's the equivalent to subscribing. And Frank and I will see you in the next wrap up. Thanks, Frank, and thanks everybody. Bye.